Namaste. Uh, I would like to begin by first thanking all of you for being here. And I would like to thank especially Dr. H.R. Nagendra, Guruji from S. Vyasa, who gave me this platform, S. Vyasa's platform. S. Vyasa, as you all know, or as you all might know, is a very respected, very highly looked up to organization. And Guruji or Dr. H.R. Nagendra, it said, who has also been Modi ji's yoga guru, is also very, very highly acclaimed and respected and enjoys a lot of goodwill, especially in the yoga circles and so on. And I'm fortunate that he's given me this opportunity to share what I call the Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. Swaskosh means lung or lungs. And Shuddhi, of course, means cleansing. Kriya means breath work that we do to help cleanse the system. The breath work that we are going to share is going to be divided into three major parts. So the first is what I call the huffing technique. In the huffing technique, there are three sub parts. I'll explain that as we go. Then we come to the complete yogic breath, which is a well-known technique to circulate breath throughout the system. And the third again is called the Anulom Vilom. But all of these will happen with a little difference. They are not going to be the normal Kriya or the normal complete yogic breath and the Anulom Vilom. There'll be some differences or changes that we'll introduce in our program, and you'll experience them as we go along. The idea is to cleanse the system. I don't know whether some of you are aware, but I used to be a very heavy smoker. And for about 20, I was a smoker for 40 years. 20 of those 40 years, I smoked 40 cigarettes a day. Some here might be aware. I think Aditya might remember something. I don't know. But for 20 of those 40 years, I smoked 40 cigarettes a day. So I caused myself a lot of damage and had a condition called COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Also, there was high BP and so on. But as I started going deeper into breath work, etc., these conditions started getting better, easier, and I started healing. And as I continued my breath work and I noticed how my blood pressure had come down and many other conditions, they were being resolved or cured or reversed just with breath work, I went deeper and deeper and still deeper. Now I share different techniques for different things, but this is about Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. Now your lungs are, if you were to open the lungs, the surface area of the lungs is equal to a tennis court. That's huge. A tennis court is a very large amount of area, right? The surface area, it's huge. Now, in this, why do we need such a huge surface area? Because whatever the lungs are doing, it impacts the whole body very substantially. Now, look at this. We eat twice a day, or maybe thrice a day. Some might eat 4 or 5 times, I don't know. But basically, twice or thrice is what people normally eat, and it's enough. We drink maybe 10, 12, or 15 times in a day, perhaps water, juices, chai, etc. Fine, no worries. But we breathe 10, 15 times a minute. Why do we need to breathe so much? Obviously, we need to breathe so much because whatever the breath is doing, whatever it's bringing into the body is required by every single part of the body, right from the head to the toe. Every single cell, every single organ requires whatever the blood brings in. Now, unfortunately, the Western understanding of the breath is it brings oxygen, or a limited understanding is it brings oxygen. It is exchanged in the lungs. The carbon dioxide is taken out from the blood. Oxygen is mixed into the blood, and that is what the breath does. This is the limited Western understanding. The Eastern understanding, which means, Indian, even Chinese, Japanese, etc., we see that breath is actually worth more than just oxygen, or it does more than just bring oxygen. It brings what is called pran shakti, chi. Sometimes it's also called ki energy. This is the life force. This energy is the life force. So if this life begins with the first breath, it ends with the last breath. So the importance of breath cannot be understated. As long as there is breath, there is life. But most people think that's all there is to the breath. And here I would like to make people aware that the breath is actually capable of doing much more. Just as your food can be medicine, sometimes drinks can be medicinal, even your breath can be medicinal, or it is medicinal if you learn how to breathe. Now, when we breathe, if we breathe in ways that does not allow the breath to go all the way down, at least till the Mooladhara, then some parts of the body are not getting what they should get from the breath. Why do I say Mooladhara? Some people will say the breath can only go to the lungs. But if you watch your breath, if you observe your breath, many of you will find that it goes at least till the belly button. I teach techniques where the breath actively and quickly starts going till the Mooladhara. And then, of course, I do other breathwork techniques so that the benefits are even greater. So the breath does not go only till the lungs. It goes deeper, number one. But however, there may be some people who are fixated, or it's difficult for them to visualize how the breath can go deeper. The breath goes into the lungs, mixes with the blood, etc. And that's the end of it. But if you sit down calmly, if you sit down in a relaxed way, and if you just follow the path of your breath, you will actually feel that it's going deeper. So if there's anyone here who's noticed that the breath goes deeper, give me a thumbs up or whatever, so I know that these are people who've actually experienced this. Okay, Arvindji is giving me a thumbs up. Anyone else? Anyone has noticed that the breath goes deeper in your experience? And I don't want this from the okay, very good. Shekhawat ji is saying, and he's a doctor. Divya ji is saying, very good. AA is saying that they've experienced the breath goes deeper. Yeah. So how do we know the breath goes deeper? It's your breath. If you sit down relaxed, if you watch the movement of your breath, you will feel that it's going deeper. If it's going deeper, very good, it's good for you. If it's not going deeper, I can guarantee you sooner or later, some condition, some problem will start developing in the body, and I'll explain this why. First, let me bring your attention to what is called the autonomic nervous system. I'm sorry, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background before we start with the actual Kriya, so that you understand why we do what we do. The autonomic nervous system consists of two basic parts: sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is the one that we work, or that we use, or that the body uses when there is any kind of threat to the body, or there is any kind of threat to the life in this body. So say an animal is about to jump me. Let's say I'm walking down a street, or let's say I'm in the forest, and an animal is about to jump me, or I hear a sound of an animal that could harm me. Then suddenly everything in my body becomes alert, aware, and I need to take action to protect myself, to save my life. Two things I can do, just two things. I can either fight or run away. So this is where the sympathetic nervous system comes in and plays an important role. What happens in the sympathetic nervous system is basically very simple. The body's resources, the body channels its resources to those parts of the being that are more in need of the resources for you to, or for the body to protect itself, to save itself. The heart pumps harder, the brain, is alert and getting a rush of blood. Similarly with the limbs, the hands and legs. But something is being denied some of the benefits of a good breath. And these are the reproductive system, the digestive system. So you will notice whenever anyone is under any kind of stress, the first thing you'll notice is his digestion goes for a toss. So many people have digestive issues because they are in the sympathetic nervous system much more than in the parasympathetic nervous system. Being in the sympathetic nervous system is not a problem as long as one is able to switch into the parasympathetic. What does the parasympathetic nervous system do? It helps the body to heal, repair, and so on. This is when the digestive system works best. This is when the reproductive system works best, and so on. Sometimes these systems don't work well because we create what I think of as clamps in the body. We have created clamps which do not allow the prana energy to go deeper, and then problems start. And the same thing happens with things like BP, high BP. There is a constriction because of the tension. You will notice when you're angry, when you're stressed, your breathing becomes short, faster, and so on. Because now there has been a clamping inside, some kind of a constriction. Vasoconstriction is the term they use sometimes. This constriction means the heart, etc., needs to push harder to get that same amount of blood flowing so that it reaches other or important parts of the body. As you learn to relax, a certain amount of dilation happens. Vasodilation can happen, like it happens when you sit down to meditate. If you meditate, I'm sure there are many here who do meditate regularly. You will notice when you meditate, your breath becomes smoother, your breath becomes easier, it becomes subtler, and your breath actually feels as if it's deeper. It's healing you, it's repairing you. So the more time we are able to spend in the parasympathetic nervous system, the better. The problem with human beings in general is we create habits. We are creatures of habit. We pick up habits, we make them part of our lives, and then it becomes a standard part of our lives. So for example, if you go every morning from your home to your workplace, chances are you'll always follow the same route. Chances are. Similarly, when you come back home, you'll want to sit in the same seat, same spot almost every day. And there are things like this, so many little things. We are creatures of habit. This is what happens to our body as well. Even with the breath, there is a system that is created, and that is what we do. We will always breathe in that way. Now, one of the problems here is once we get into the sympathetic nervous system and we stay in that longer, slowly it becomes our normal pattern. Then moving away from the sympathetic nervous system, changing our breath patterns becomes difficult. We need so many different kinds of food to eat. We need different kinds of drinks to drink. But why do we need only one kind of breath? Sometimes there are some people who breathe almost the same breath all their lives long. No change. Anyway, this is the basic background for you to understand why breath work is important. We will now dive straight into Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. Sit. Okay, once before I start that, I'll just make you a little more aware of your breath so that you see certain aspects of your breath. What I'll do is I'll give you 30 seconds and you need to count how many breaths did you take in that 30-second period. So in, out is one breath. In, out is one breath. So when I say start, please start counting. At 30 minutes, I'll stop. Then you can indicate, you can write it or whatever. And if you wish to speak, you can unmute yourselves and speak. So when I say start, please start counting. Start. In breath, out breath, one breath. Stop. Yeah. How many breaths did you breathe in that 30-second period? Yes, Adi?
10.
10. So that means in a minute, that's 20. Okay. Anyone else?
2 breaths.
15. Deepa Shiji says 15. That means 30 in a minute. Okay.
9 breaths.
9 breaths. 18. Okay. For a minute.
2 breaths.
Who was 2 breaths?
Arunab.
Arunabji. Excellent. Very good. Okay. Anyone else?
5.
Me 7.
7. 7. Yeah. That's about 14 in a minute. Okay.
8. 5.
5. 5 means about 10. Okay.
8.
Now we will do something else. I'll again do the same thing. I'll ask you to count once again, but this time there is a little difference. All you will do is you'll bring your attention to your belly region. Rohit ji says 10, that's 20 in the minute. So that's a little high. Anyway, doesn't matter for now. We'll count one more time, but this time keep your belly a little relaxed. Bring your attention to your breath. Just keep your belly relaxed. Let your breath go the way it goes. Count the number of breaths. Okay, very simple. And all you need to do is see how it was different vis-a-vis the earlier count. Start. Yes, stop please. So first earlier breath and the second breath.
7, sir.
7. Okay, that was same as before.
First
Check
9.
9 and 7. Okay, Addy.
10 and 7.
10 and 7. Okay, very good. Anyone else?
1.5.
1.5. Who said that?
Yeah.
Arunabji,
Arunab.
was it? Okay,
Yeah,
very
Arunab.
nice. Very nice.
Mine is
5.
7. The same.
Trisha ji, same. Okay. Who said 7? And same?
Mine. Same.
Kinkar. Okay, Kinkar ji.
Yes.
Thank you. Very good.
Mine is 12 plus 10.
Sorry, Pradeep ji.
Mine is 12 this time against 10 earlier.
You breathe more in the second time. The second time.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It was half a minute, I believe.
Half a minute. Yes.
Yeah.
So 12 in half a minute, is it?
Yeah.
Or 12 for a
12 in a half a minute only.
okay. Earlier it was 10. So you breathe more breaths with the belly relaxed. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I was little more conscious, and I
Okay.
don't know whether it has to be very deep breathing or no. So I haven't attended.
Okay. Okay. Doesn't matter. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyone else?
Yeah, earlier it was 5, and
Okay.
this time it was 4.
4. Okay. Okay. Very good. Right. So most of you have noticed that there is a change in the number of breaths you breathe only by allowing your belly to be a little more relaxed. So there is a thing called belly breathing. Belly breathing in many ways is the easiest way to switch from the sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic nervous system. Belly breathing is what a newborn baby does. If you see a newborn baby, 6 months, 1 year old, if it's lying in bed on its back, you will see only its belly moves up and down. This is how nature taught the baby to breathe, and that is how the baby breathes. With time, with the pressures of growing up and the the pressures that parents bring on their children, do this, don't do this, etc., 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 the poor baby's breathing pattern begins to change, and that the baby that used to breathe always with its belly, or what is called diaphragmatic breathing, slowly starts breathing a little differently. Most times, especially by the time one is in school, etc., it begins to change quite substantially. Maybe earlier it was less, now it is definitely more. This is the reason why you find little children, their interest in sports, etc., is becoming relatively less. They are more interested in all kinds of other activities. They become destructive sometimes. They have different kinds of issues, ADD, ADHD, and God knows, all kinds of different conditions. Earlier, you hardly heard of things like that. Maybe there was less awareness, but now you certainly hear more. But definitely there's a big connection between the breath and the emotions. And you would have noticed each time you are stressed, you're angry, depressed, your breath changes. Now, since you are not able to deal with your emotions directly, the way to do it is with your breath. If you learn to breathe easy or easier, relatively easier than before, more of belly breathing, your stress levels are guaranteed to come down. I have shared belly breathing videos on YouTube. You may watch them. if you send me a message on WhatsApp, maybe I'll be able to send you the videos or link to the videos. I'll give you my number later. I'll just write down my number here later. Okay, so let's start with the Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. Enough background. If you want, you can sit in Vajrasan, which is a very good asana for any kind of breath work, because in Vajrasan, your back tends to be straight, number one. It also opens up the whole front. So it's when your breath moves, there is no pressure on the breath. Normally, when we sit slouched, there is a little, pressure on the belly region and so on and so forth. So the breath doesn't move as comfortably. So relax, take a full deep breath. And we will first begin with what is called the huffing technique. In the huffing technique, all you will do is, you will do very simple. Keep your back straight, stay relaxed, and take a full deep breath and go. So when you do this huff, try to bring this huff from the tailbone up the spine. Bring your attention to the tailbone as if you're pushing your breath from the tailbone up the spine. So once again, go from the tailbone. The amount of pressure that you put is purely dependent on you. If you put extra pressure and you feel any discomfort, slow down. If you are able to handle a little extra pressure without your body rebelling, without any discomfort, you can continue with that. But the moment you feel your body doesn't want that pressure, take it easy. So this is the huff, but this is a huff with a difference. So what you do is, just as you did the first huff, after that you will stop without inhaling. You will not inhale. You will stop only for like half a moment, half a second, 1 second, and then huff again without inhaling. Similarly, again after the second huff, you will stop for a moment, wait, and huff again. Do this 3, 4, 5 times, as many as you are comfortable. There is no fixed number required. So relax your belly, take a full deep breath, and when you do the huff, push that breath from the tailbone area up the spine. Why do we say up the spine? Because a thing called the Sushumna Nadi runs up along the spine. I think of the Sushumna Nadi as the main drainage system, especially for the respiratory system. Anything connected with your nadis, etc., whatever cleansing has to be done, it works its way through the Sushumna Nadi. So as you do this, the Sushumna cleanses and it allows whatever needs to be thrown out, it makes a passage for that. So we try to breathe from the tailbone area up the spine. Once again, take a full deep breath. Fuller the better. And go. When it's all gone, relax your belly. Make sure you relax your belly. Again, repeat. Relax your belly again. Repeat the huff. Relax your belly. One more time. And again. And take a deep breath in. Okay, I'll mute everybody. Yeah. So I've muted everybody once again. Whoever needs to speak, may please unmute yourself. So basically, you huff and continue doing the huff as long as you are comfortable. Any discomfort, slow down. Stop for a moment. No issues at all. There is enough time to pick up on the techniques, so don't worry about that. Full deep breath. Allow the huff, the first huff, and then wait a moment. Relax the belly. That's key. If you relax the belly, there is something to throw out again. As you relax the belly, there is something more to throw out. So take a slow deep breath and go. Relax the belly. Don't breathe. Again. Relax the belly. Don't breathe. Once again. And again. And a full deep breath. As you continue to do this, some of you might feel as if something needs to come out, as if there is some phlegm that wants to come out. One thing you can do is, I use a handkerchief, I go, I just do this, whatever is there, at least on the surface, it tends to come up. If it comes up, I use a small spittoon, or you can keep a bowl or something, put a tissue paper below that so that it's easier to clean, and then throw into that so that it's easier to deal with it. Is anybody feeling that there is phlegm coming out? Why does it? I think everybody should turn on the video so I can see what you're doing. Please, turn on your videos. Take a full deep breath once again. And go from the base of the spine. Relax your belly. Repeat. And one more time. And again. Breathe in. Take a full deep breath. If you feel anything like something needs clearing, like I said, throw it out.
Guruji,
So
before huffing, every time, do I have to take the deep breathing?
No, like I just said, take a full deep breath. Do the first huff.
Okay.
Relax your belly. See, when you do the huff, your belly will tend to go inwards. It will tend to push inwards. So before the next huff, relax the belly. And then again, do the huff. Again, your belly will push inwards. Relax it again. Again, do the huff. Do it as many times as you feel comfortable. Especially in the beginning, go easy. No need to stress the body. No need to fight the body. Listen to it, work with it. So once again, take a full deep breath and go. Relax the belly. Again. Relax the belly one more time. And again. Breathe. Is anyone throwing out any phlegm? I'm not able to observe you, Deepaji. Why? Why can't you observe me? Do I need to change the position or what? Can everybody else see me clearly? Deepaji is saying she can't see me clearly.
Yes,
No,
I
at
can
that
see.
time, many videos were unmuted.
Oh,
why.
okay. So it's clear now. Right. So is anyone able to throw out anything? Is something coming up for anyone? No? Doesn't matter.
How many
Sorry?
times you can huff after taking one breath?
Up to you. As long as it's comfortable for you. Once you've done 3 or 4 and you feel you're out of breath, breathe.
So the target is no target.
No, there is no target because everyone's system is different.
So the effort should be to go on using it as and when. I mean, as long as one can try to increase.
Only comfortably.
Only comfortably.
Build on it comfortably. Once your body is able to take, say, 5 or 6 huffs, do it regularly. And if you feel you can do more, go ahead. It's not only the number of repetitions, it's also the amount of pressure that you're able to add to it. Naturally, the more pressure you are able to add, the better the cleansing is. But I do not recommend that you add too much pressure from the first day, because different people have different conditions, different issues connected with their body, mind, health, and so on. So build on it slowly. First day, go a little slow, add to it, experience what happens, then go a little more, and so on. That's all you need to do.
One more question. I'm a heart patient. I've got angioplasty done. There's a stent also. Is there any precaution to be taken? Extra precaution?
See, in all these days that I've been doing, nobody has had any issues like this. So there have been people with heart issues, etc. But I always recommend listen to your body. If you feel uncomfortable, slow down. If you still feel some discomfort, do not do it today. Do it or do not do it for 10 minutes. Try it again after 10 minutes. Because it's a changing system. Things are changing always. There are so many things interacting, affecting us in so many ways. So we don't know what could be causing a certain result, a certain effect, and so on. Usually, I've not had anybody have any trouble with this. However, see, the mind also comes into play. Somebody might think it's because of this that my body is responding or reacting in a certain way. So if that happens, and then you lose the ability to practice a kriya which is very useful for you, which is very helpful for cleansing your lungs. The more you are able to cleanse your lungs, the cleaner, the better you are able to breathe, the better will be the effect in every aspect of your life. So it's very important that you are able to breathe well. So once again, take a slow, full, deep breath, stomach relaxed, and all out, relax the belly again. All out, relax the belly again. Up the spine. And again. See, sometimes a little bit of phlegm wants to come out this way. In Ayurveda, we know there are 3 types of doshas, imbalances: Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Whoever is a Kapha kind of person will obviously, his body will create more Kapha. Some Kapha is necessary for the body, some Kapha is good for the body, but beyond a certain level, it can actually hamper the quality of your breath and therefore affect every single thing that you do. Therefore, it needs to be cleansed. Anyone able to throw out phlegm? Is it happening for anyone? Raise your, okay, Arvindji, very good. Anyone else? Is anyone throwing out phlegm? Shekhawatji, okay. Tamas, okay. Tamas, okay. Sanjay Modakji, okay. So number of people are already feeling it. Now, this is the first part of the Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. You simply do the huff and you repeat the huff without breathing in. Are we clear? Any doubts, any questions here? Very good. Now let's go to the second part. I think I'll jump to the third part and include the second part in that so that you get better results. This is what I call the Krishna's flute maneuver. Krishna, I think everybody knows Krishna is the beautiful person who plays the flute, Krishna. The Krishna's flute maneuver, what we'll do is the same thing that you did just now. Take a full deep breath, slow but full deep breath. When you do the first huff and you employ that pressure or that push at the tailbone, as you push it up the tailbone, allow a little contraction as if you're squeezing at the tailbone. Use your body's muscles, inner muscles, to do a squeeze at the tailbone. Then relax. Squeeze it, then relax it. That's the first huff. The second huff, at the tailbone, which means near the Mooladhara, and the Swadhisthana, which is about a couple of finger widths higher in the Swadhisthana area. So you do a squeeze. I'll call it number 1, number 2. Swadhisthana is number 2. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then you add the squeeze at the Manipura. Manipura corresponds basically to your navel, near the navel area. So in that area, allow a squeeze. All of this squeezing is happening internally up along the spine. Initially, you will not be able to feel the squeeze very clearly, most of us, but some of us will be able to feel the squeeze in the Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, and then all the way higher until the Vishuddhi. Higher than this, it will not be the same, but anyway, build on that. So take a slow, full deep breath and go. squeeze at the Muladhara. Relax your belly. Now squeeze at the Muladhara and Swadhisthana. Relax the belly. 1, 2, 3 now. Relax the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. So sorry. Yeah. So what you're doing is, as you go from one chakra level to the next chakra level, think of it as Krishna's flute maneuver. Krishna's flute, remember, has seven holes for music. These are the 7 chakras in your body. As you begin to access these 7 chakras, as you're able to cleanse through these 7 chakras via the Sushumna, obviously your Sushumna gets cleansed and cleared and activated. And since it's working through the chakras, a cleansing process begins in the chakras as well. Results may not be felt immediately, but as you continue to do it over a period of time, you will notice enormous changes in your physiology, in your experience, even in your emotions, because it's all connected. So once again, take a full, slow, deep breath. And then as you huff, squeeze at the Muladhara. Then Muladhara, Swadhisthana. Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full breath in. Anybody able to expel more phlegm than they did earlier? Okay, Shekhavaji, very good. Okay, Arvindji, very good. Anyone else?
ये फ्लैग तो है, परंतु ये स्वादित जैसे मूलधारा से ऊपर स्वादिष्ठान तक तो वो स्क्वीज हो जाता है.
Okay.
उससे ऊपर कैसे, हाउ टू?
Same. जिस तरह से मूलाधार और स्वादिष्ठान में the squeezing mechanism that you're using there, the feeling that you're getting, it will be similar also at the Manipura area. Since you are not using the front, see, most of our muscles are along the front, or that is where we have conscious control over them. Along the back, the conscious control is relatively much lesser. So it's not as if you'll be able to do a very hard squeeze, and that's okay. It's a very gentle squeeze. Basically, what we are doing is, if you think of the Sushumna as a little pipe, what you're doing is you are squeezing stuff up the pipe. You are cleansing it by doing this little squeezing action and moving it up. You are like, as for example, when you milk a cow, you put your fingers on the udder and you pull it down, right? So here, your inner being is in a way squeezing it up the Sushumna. And remember, cleansing your Sushumna is probably the single most important thing you can do, not only for your physical health, but also for your spiritual health.
सर पहले भी मैंने आपका अटेंड किया था, तो मेरा जो मूलाधार स्वादिष्ठान तक तो वो होता है स्क्वीज, पर तो उसके ऊपर नहीं जा पाता.
होगा, आप करते रहिए, करते रहेंगे, धीरे धीरे होना शुरू हो जाएगा. See, because in your case, शेखावत आयु भी थोड़ी एडवांस्ड है, कुछ हेल्थ इश्यूज भी रहे हैं, आपने करा इसको, बट आई एम श्योर थोड़ा रिलीफ कहीं ना कहीं आपको अनुभव में आया होगा.
I will continue.
हाँ, so just continue, be gentle, don't force too much, be gentle, continue with it. Now,
I'm feeling little heaviness on the brain side. I mean,
so easy, take it easy, slow down, don't have to do too much.
So there is no problem. I mean, as such, I don't feel any problem, but I can have the feeling that little heaviness.
Yeah, so therefore, slow down. Okay. Like I said from the very beginning, if your body is not happy, slow down.
No, I'm diagnosed with COPD for last about 12 years.
I also had COPD.
And I'm 69 plus.
I'm 65.
And I used to smoke 30 cigarettes a day.
So you similar to me.
26 years I have not smoked since I had the heart attack.
How many years?
for last 26 years, I have not smoked.
Okay.
And before that, 20 years, I smoked about 30 cigarettes a day. And then I got a heart attack, and then I left 26 years ago.
So you were, are you connected with medicine by any chance?
No, I'm a chartered accountant.
You're a chartered accountant. Anyway, so breath, heart are very closely interlinked. If your breath is not good, your heart rate will increase. See, high BP, heart rate, they're all interconnected. And the heart rate will increase the moment the quality of your breath comes down. If your breath is not of a good quality, it will immediately start impacting your heart rate. So therefore, learning to breathe better, learning to breathe well is extremely important. Okay, once again, my question was, is anybody able to expel more phlegm with this Krishna's flute maneuver? Anyone? Okay, Arvindji says yes. Anyone else? Most people have their videos turned off, so I can't. Samir Jamatia ji saying, okay.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
What do you mean by this flame? What is this flame?
Phlegm. ये जो कफ बोलते हैं ना, जो mucus.
Okay.
That is called phlegm.
Oh yeah, it is coming. Yeah.
हाँ, तो इसको throw करिए, throw it out,
Okay.
and you will breathe better. PHLEGM, phlegm.
Okay.
Anybody else throwing out more phlegm? Okay, let's continue. Oh, very good, Harry. Wonderful. Have you had issues with your breath, Harry?
Yep, like you, but 20 years of smoking.
That's right. We were smokers. That's right. Right. Okay. So continue. Slow, full, deep breath. Stomach very relaxed. And go huff with the squeeze. Relax. Then 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In breath.
सर इसमें जैसे सेकंड थर्ड जो लेते हैं उसमें इनहेलेशन दोबारा करना होता है या एक सिंगल?
नहीं. Like we did in the huffing technique. Huffing में जैसे किया ना, पहला हफ किया, फिर second हफ किया, फिर third हफ किया, without breathing in. The same thing here. Now there's one more thing. If you are, यदि आप 5-6 squeeze नहीं कर पाते हैं, try to do it differently. पहले squeeze में मूलाधार स्वादिष्ठान और the base chakra and the sacral chakra, that area. Second squeeze, base chakra, sacral chakra, then the solar plexus area and the heart area, in that area. And then the third one maybe include the throat area as well. So just do it this way. If you're able to do 5-6 squeezes, no problem. If you're not able to do them, break them into 2 or 3 and do it this way. But get this movement as if you're squeezing it up the spine, as if you're squeezing it up the spine. Just say, like in a cow, you when you milk, you pull it down this way to get the milk flowing from the cow. Here, you want to throw out whatever phlegm is there in your body, so you squeeze it up because the phlegm has to come out through the mouth, etc. Sometimes some of you might feel it's collected in the sinus area and so on and so forth, for which there are techniques that you can do. One is, of course, gargling. If you gargle with hot water, tolerably hot water, and if you make a chai, if you make like a tea liquor, so garam pani mein, tea bag if you like, or if you want a tea infusion, you'll have to strain it. Add a little salt to it. Gargle with it every day. It will help clear the throat area beautifully. As a smoker, and I was a teacher for a for a long period of time when I had to use my voice, so I had to make sure that my voice carried in class and so on. So it helped me a lot, the gargling, despite my habits like smoking and so on. So once again, repeat the same thing. Slow, full, deep breath. And go. Huff, squeeze 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 5. In breath.
So after every squeeze, you relax also.
If you don't relax, how will you get the momentum to do the squeeze?
Correct. Okay.
What will
Okay.
you squeeze with? So every
Okay.
time you have to relax. Yes. Okay. Excellent. Anyone? Any questions? Any doubts about the process, about the procedure, how we do it? Everyone is.
Any special instructions for a diabetic? I'm a diabetic patient too. I'm on insulin for last 1 year or so, but I'm diabetic for last 13 years.
So I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. Some of my thoughts may seem a little strange, but pardon me, if you have the space, listen to what I have to say about this. Part of the reason why we develop issues or conditions like diabetes, high BP, like I explained earlier, is because your breath is not good. In the case of diabetes, the pancreas play a very important role. That is where the insulin is created and secreted. Am I right, Dr. Shekhawatji?
Yes, sir. Pancreas.
है ना उसमें होता है. So now, if the pancreas need to function well, the pancreas should get what they need. यदि आपकी गाड़ी को, if your गाड़ी needs to function well, the गाड़ी should get what it needs, which means brake oil चाहिए, उसको motor oil चाहिए, fuel tank में fuel चाहिए, and so on. Whatever it needs has to be supplied, then it will function well. So in the case of pancreas, what does the pancreas need? Basically, it needs good pranic energy. In brief, there may be other aspects to it, which medical professionals or which people who are scientists or connected with science will understand better. But as a layman, I would say that your pancreas needs the goodness of breath or the goodness of pranic energy that comes with the breath. Why do I say the goodness of pranic energy? There are 50 trillion cells in the body. 50 trillion cells, that's a lot of cells, estimated. Each cell is estimated to have an electrical charge of 0.07 volts. Electrical charge. This electrical charge is needed by every organ in the body to communicate with the rest of the body. So this electrical charge is not coming from the food, it's coming from the breath. So if you're breathing well, and if this electrical charge and the other stuff that comes with it, if it's all coming, reaching all the organs in the body well, they will function better. I cannot guarantee that with this breath work, your diabetes will improve. But if you learn techniques to take your breath down towards the Mooladhara, or if not even the Mooladhara, at least till your belly button. If you learn techniques, when you practice belly breathing, for example, your breath will start going towards the belly button or the navel region easily. It will start impacting or affecting issues connected with your diabetes. You'll start feeling that it's getting a little better. It will not happen overnight. Do not wait for miraculous cures, but over time, it will happen. If you're able to go into it more seriously, the results may be a little more dramatic, if I can use the word, little more. I have taught some of these techniques to some people. I'm not going to make a claim that it cures them, but some of them have reported good improvement in their conditions. I'll leave it at that. So this is how it will work on you also, Kinkaji. Right. Once again, slow, full, deep breath. And go. Squeeze at the Mooladhara. Mooladhara Swadhisthana. And higher. And higher. 1 to 5. Take a full deep breath. See, notice any change in the quality of your breath? Notice how the body is trying to throw out the phlegm. Who else is able to throw out more phlegm? Okay, Addy is saying. Okay, anyone else? Throwing out more phlegm? Padmaji, are you throwing out any phlegm?
Little bit, Rajesh, not more.
Little bit. Okay, nice. Very good. Anyone else? Deepa, yeah. Deepa, Shriji is saying, yeah. No. Okay, very good. Yeah. So you are noticing how this is impacting the cleansing that needs to be done in your body. So this is the first part of the Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. Initially, you will huff without doing anything else, just a plain huff. Only thing is you will repeat a few times. Now let's come. Everyone do the first part, just the huffing without the squeezing, but the repeat huffs a few times. See if it is happening well. If there are any questions, please ask me since I'm here. Come, everyone try it on your own. See how many repetitions you're able to do. Notice how your body responds to it. Deepa Shiji is saying, yes, cough and saliva. Saliva is another matter, but the cough should come out. Just take a full deep breath. Relax your belly and go. Push it up along the spine. And again, 3, 4, 5 times, as many as you are comfortable. Pressure, as much pressure as your body is able to handle well. Om.
Om. Om.
Okay. Anybody, any questions about the first part?
One question in the normal huffing also. So when we push out the air, the stomach also squeezes automatically.
Yes.
So in the first one and in the third one, it happens automatically. So what's the difference?
In the first one and the third one, it happens automatically. The question is not clear to me.
The question is like when I blow out the air in the first time in the normal huffing, the stomach muscle squeezes automatically. Like without the squeezing, the breath will not come out, right? And in the third one also, you said like you squeeze the Muladhara and the Swadhisthana.
Okay. In the Krishna's flute maneuver. Okay, very good.
Correct. So in the first and the third, both like the stomach muscles squeeze, automatically. So
yes.
So what's the difference?
The difference is in the second one, or the Krishna's flute maneuver, you are let the stomach do its thing. Let it push the air. No worries. But simultaneously, you're bringing your attention to the Muladhara area. You're bringing your attention to the tailbone.
Okay.
At the tailbone, your mind will tell the body to do a little squeeze over there.
Okay.
It's obviously it's a very gentle squeeze. After all, your Sushumna is a very fine nadi. So you do a little squeeze over there. Sometimes, let me tell you something very interesting. You are sitting here. Let's say you feel the urge to urinate. You are sitting here, nothing happens. The moment you go into the toilet, you allow a certain thing to happen, you allow a certain relaxation, and the urine begins to pass. It's such a subtle thing. It's such a subtle change, and it allows the passage of urine. It's not a big thing. It's not like, you have to do a lot to get that to open and to allow the urine to pass. It's just a suggestion. Your mind decided the urine should pass, it passed. Something similar here. You bring your attention to the Muladhara. You bring your attention to the tailbone. Your mind tells the body there is a squeeze happening over there, and the squeeze will happen, guaranteed.
Okay.
Then you take the squeeze to the from the Muladhara. So it's like like the milking action, but upwards. Muladhara at Swadhisthana. Then Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura. Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata. So just do this. So it's like, you're squeezing out whatever phlegm, etc. is there in the nadi, in the sushumna, and you're helping to cleanse it. Like I said earlier, the sooner, the the faster, the better you are able to cleanse your Sushumna, the better will be the results in every aspect of your life. The physical aspect, the emotional aspect, even in the spiritual aspect. Dr. Shekhawat he's a doctor. I think he will know that the Sushumna probably connects all the major organs in the body. Am I right,
Yes.
Dr. Shekhawatji?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. It connects with all the major organs in the body. So if your Sushumna is functioning, why does the Sushumna need to connect with the important organs in the body? Think
Vagus,
about it. Vagus nerve. Yes, the vagus nerve.
Vagus nerve controls the sympathetic and parasympathetic body.
There we go. He's a doctor, he's a medical doctor, he's a practicing doctor. He understands these things far better than I do, and he's able to explain them in a scientific way, which I can't. I'm not trained to be a doctor, I'm not trained to be a medical professional and so on. But whatever I can, I share in my own ways, based on my observations, understanding, and so on. So this is what you do with the first technique. With the second technique, now try the second technique on your own without my prompting you, so that you learn how to do it on your own. Tomorrow's session, at the same time, if you can do this part, we'll be able to focus a little more on the second part of the kriya. So do the Krishna's flute maneuver on your own. See what transpires, see what comes to your awareness, and if you have any questions, ask me. Gaurav Bishwasji, please tell me the contraindications of this kriya and breathing. So I am not aware of any contraindications. There has been no scientific study done on this, so I cannot talk about contraindications. Your contraindications is if your body is not happy with it, stop it. Very simple. If your body is feeling any kind of discomfort, slow down, stop for some time at least. That is the contra. That is how you need to do it. I hope I'm clear.
Sir, hello.
Yes, Kinkaji.
Yeah, you are saying that our mind has to direct to certain part of the body while huffing, so that the squeeze happens. So basically, the mind has to direct certain muscle of that area.
No. Sometimes the very intention does the work. Just as when you go to urinate, you do not bring your conscious attention to your urinary system. You just go there. Your mind or your being wants to urinate, and the urination happens. The passage of urine happens. Is that right? So
Right,
keep it simple. Don't let your mind overplay itself. Mind is useful only as long as it's your servant. If your mind starts becoming your master, you'll create difficulties for yourself.
Right.
Unfortunately, for most people, the mind becomes the master. So there's problems of all kinds. Yeah. Okay. So once again, please do it on your own.
It's not true that mind controls body. I've read some book. I think mind controls body. Is it true?
Mind controls the body is true. But if your mind is not even under your control, then that means somebody else is controlling your mind and your mind is controlling your body. So then is it not better that you gain control over your mind, so that your mind controls your body rather than somebody else controls your mind and then the body? So you can see it that way. For now, continue with your practice. See what comes into your awareness. Take a full deep breath. Allow the first squeeze. Observe. Gaurav Biswasji, can I do this kriya on a chair or other comfortable? Yes, of course you can. Yes, you can. But see, if you're sitting in Vajrasan or if you're sitting in Padmasana, etc., this flow will be better. It'll be easier. It'll be more effective. So you can sit and do it. You can actually stand and do it also if you like. But I prefer to do it sitting in Vajrasan as often as I can. But even the other postures are good. So whatever is comfortable to you, Gauravji.
I thought in my what comes to my mind is that while standing, you can get more strength and breathe out stronger.
Try doing it in Vajrasan and then tell me.
So I will try myself. I'll try later.
Try doing it in Vajrasan, sitting in Vajrasan, and then see the difference.
Okay, in Vajrasan.
Yeah, try to do it. Yeah. Eddie, any observations? Anything? Any questions?
No, very clear, and I can kind of get the sense of being able to expel a lot more from my lungs than before.
Excellent. And by the time we come to the third day, as you do the practices that we'll share in the second and third day, you will feel there is a substantial easing in the quality of your breath. There's a substantial improvement in the quality of your breath. And remember, to breathe better is to live better. If you're able to add any improvement to your breath, if you're able to breathe even that 5 or 10 or 20% better, it will add immensely to the quality of your life and your experiences. It'll help in so many ways. You'll be amazed. I became a breath watcher by accident. I didn't intend to become a breath watcher, but I used to do my pranayam, etc., because of my own bad habits and so on, smoking and so on. And the pranayam and the gargling, etc., just kept me going, and I would do it. And then there was a point in my life when I had a little more time available, and I started watching my breath. And then I started discovering the immense power of the breath. I don't know whether some of you are aware, maybe some of you are aware, but I've shared it in my writings. I've spoken about it openly. I've had what is called ED, for example, erectile dysfunction, and it was cured just with breath, just with the power of breath. Unfortunately, nowadays, ED is a condition that even 20, 25-year-old boys in particular are having. Sometimes women have related issues. They don't call it ED. It could be like clitoral dysfunction or something related to this. They have their own issues with sexual energy. Sexual energy is the most powerful energy that is there in a human being or in a living being. Remember, what is called the Kundalini energy expresses itself most powerfully through sexual energy. Unfortunately, most are unable to hold this energy. They allow it to leak or to dissipate or to just kind of get depleted because of overdoing. Like I said, some young boys, 20, 25-year-olds, they get into pornography and masturbation and they lose this energy, which is such a shame. But this energy can be rebuilt just with breath work. It happened to me, which is when I started seeing this immense power of the breath. It healed me of a condition called fibromyalgia. Do you know what fibromyalgia is? It's a very painful condition that affects the shoulders, back, and so on. And sometimes it moves, from the right shoulder, it could go to the left shoulder, and so on and so forth. So it moves. And sometimes people with fibromyalgia go through with this condition all their life long. They're just not able to heal it. They take certain medication, which is very strong sometimes. It has an effect for some time, and then it stops having an effect. And breathwork helped me with that. In particular, a technique that I call the Hanuman master breath helped me immensely. Similarly with sciatica, I had the beginnings of sciatica, and I said, I'm going to stop it right here. I did my Hanuman master breath, and it disappeared. So breath is very powerful. Chronic backaches, for example, Hanuman master breath helps with that. And I've shared this free on Facebook, so anybody can go and watch them, learn these techniques and so on. But ED, etc., I teach in my in the programs, which anybody can learn if they wish to. So this is the power of breath. There are other conditions like hemorrhoids, pelvic floor dysfunction, piles. Anybody who's had issues with their digestion, etc., can develop condition connected with piles, hemorrhoids, and so on. Breathwork heals that. So breath in itself is a very, very powerful thing. If you start making yourself familiar with your breath, if you start watching your breath, working with your breath, you'll be amazed at the gifts that can come your way. I think I'll stop here, but I'll just share my number so that anybody who wishes can message me and we can take it from there. Some of you already have my number, but this is the number that I use for my breathwork classes, sessions, and so on and so forth. Sir, can I do this clear on a chair? Oh, yeah, that was answered. Okay. So anybody else? Any questions, any doubts, any clarification needed? All good? Shall we stop for today? And we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you, Harry.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you all, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, 6:30.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Ji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Deepa
Thank
Ji. Thank you.
Thank
Ji.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Om.
Yes, Om. 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 Om.